Hey y'all, my name is Susan and this is my butterfly garden. My entire backyard has been designed with butterflies in mind. And I have a little sentiment I want to share with you. A little ode to my butterfly garden, just to let you guys know. This garden has helped my mental health in more ways than I can ever explain. But here's a little something. Y'all know I come from the world of teaching, which is a very institutional, everything in its box, organized, checklists, testing scores kind of place where there's specific methods to follow to do things and lots of data. I just want to set the stage of coming from that perspective for a person who is very creative. It is very hard to stuff yourself in that little box and fit all the standards when you really don't even have a box of your own and you never have one and nobody can find it. Which is what I jokingly would tell my teacher friends. I say, I don't have a box. Nobody even knows where it is. My garden is my free space where I am free to create, to plant what I want, where I want it to go. There's nobody that's going to come over to my garden and walk around and look at what I did and fill out a form and give me a score on it. I don't even have to have that in the back of my mind as a thought. I just put it where I want to. And nobody can say anything. Actually, same is true for my YouTube channel, pretty much. Nobody really tells me what to do, what to film. You know, I try and do stuff that you guys are gonna like, but it's just so freeing, so incredibly freeing. Nobody's gonna walk through my garden and say, oh, you didn't deadhead that flower right there. And I know there's a reason why I didn't deadhead that flower. In fact, it's because it's a spectacular plant and I want to gather seeds from it. But we never get the chance to share why we didn't do it. We just got told that we missed something. This garden that is ever changing is like my own little magical world, all created, designed by me, and I love sharing it with you. But even more, I love that I can do what I want with my space and not feel judged for it. The freedom of being out of an institutional box is unexplainable. And I hope that if you feel like you are boxed in, that you have a yard somewhere, a small part of it, or maybe the whole thing, that you can unleash your inner gardener and create and design till your heart is content. And also know that you are creating a home for adorable caterpillars and beautiful butterflies and putting a little bit of much needed habitat back on this beautiful planet. Now let's walk around and see what's going on in my garden. I have some things to show you. Okay, remember when we were sorting and organizing my wildflowers? I did plant some and they're looking pretty good. Right here is the thoroughwort. It has a name before thoroughwort. Look at all these little bees around it. Do you see them? And then the Brachialia, which is blooming. So let's get in close to that. See how pretty it is? It's pretty with the thoroughwort too. Round leaf thoroughwort. That's what it is. And I did just put them in, and look, you can see it's looking droopy. So I'm gonna go grab my hose and give them a drink. And then also in this area, I put in 2 starry rosin weeds. One of them is right there, and then the other one is back behind. You can see its thick leaves back there, back behind my partridge pea. So if I just sweep it out of the way, and it's got buds on it too, so very cool. This is my rice button aster, and I have another plant that I bought that was also labeled a rice button aster, but let me back up. You can see the height of it, and it's got little tiny leaves. Look at the leaves, because I have this other plant that I bought that was also labeled a rice button aster. It looks completely different. So we're gonna start at the base of it and come all the way up. This was also labeled a rice button aster, and it looks totally different than that other one. So I had it in a pot. It was actually in the pot with the sweet scent down in the other garden, but I thought, you know, I need to move this to my wildflower sample garden, just so when I find out who it is, it'll be here. So I planted it down here this morning, and I just gave it a good drink. It doesn't seem to be appreciative of being moved very much, although it was in a pot. So, but anyway, hopefully it'll bloom, and I'll be able to identify it somehow, some way. Meanwhile, here it is. And I have another one of these too, and another mystery plant. I mean, it just keeps going on, you guys. So we're back in my work area. There's the plank. There's my pot of zinnias. I have 2 plants here that came up on their own. I have no idea how or why or who they are. But this one, now look at the base of it. It's a totally different color. The base of the other unknown aster was more green, but when we come up top, it looks very similar. So I think it's some sort of aster. It might even be, because they did have wavy leaf aster seeds. It might be a wavy leaf aster. So I've got this one back here holding. And then this thing here, which might be an aster also. The leaves remind me a little bit of Elliot's aster. I don't know, but it's real thin. Like the leaves get smaller and smaller as it goes up. And then of course I cut it, because I do that with everything. It's split off to these 2. And now we go up to these little fronds. Maybe this is some type of goldenrod. I bet that's what it is, because I had a lot of goldenrod seeds too. And there's a lot of different kinds of goldenrod. So this is the very tip of it. I guess we'll find out. So these 2 guys are sitting back here also, waiting to be discovered. There's a gorgeous Gulf fritillary. So I have a little story about this guy right here. I posted on the community post that I had this little Polydamas caterpillar out here on this very same pipe vine, and I moved it in because it was so adorable. I hadn't seen anybody else. And then literally I came back out, and this one was here too. This is the stem. I mean, that literally where he is, this is a tropical sage growing in here. There is not very much plant left. These guys have to stop eating. But I think I'm going to take him in, because, oh my goodness. So here he is, all safe in my little hand. Nothing's going to eat him. And I feel like, don't y'all notice that things disappear overnight? Like I'll see caterpillars and the next morning, you know, I'm out my garden first thing and they're gone. Like overnight is when I feel like more things disappear in my garden. So he's not going to disappear. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. We don't eat the plants here. No. Guys, this is my starry rosinweed he was eating. Look at how much of it. And it is edible. Actually, the Native Americans chewed on the stems to clean their teeth. So maybe his teeth needed cleaned. Okay, y'all remember this little potted rue that I have back here where my fennels and parsley are? You see who's on them? I got babies. Well, there was hardly anything left on this stem of bronze fennel right here. So I put the potted plant right beside it because there were caterpillars on it, and that way they'd have the option, because I like to give them options, to climb onto the rue, and they did. So, yay. Sometimes I've found with the young eastern black swallowtails that they don't necessarily like transferring to a new food. The bigger ones, they're like, yeah, we'll eat anything as long as it's, you know, one of their host plants. But these little ones sometimes don't. And so instead of moving them, I thought, you know what? I want them to think it's their decision to move onto the rue. And so that's exactly what we did. I'm going to set the parsley plant right here. So now these guys who are still on the parsley can have the option to climb onto the rue also. There we go. That'll work. And you can see here I lost 3 plants. When they eat them down to nothing, they don't do well and come back. This one right here still got a lot of green, so I'm hopeful it will put out new growth, but I don't think I'm going to plant more. I think I'm going to keep using the planters like I have up front instead of putting the host plants in the ground. I will tell you that I did get super lucky, and I went on Joyful Butterfly, and they had some bronze fennel back in stock, so I ordered 3 plants. I check every day for that pipe vine. I think we're all on wait list, y'all. It's just going to be a race to see who gets it. Like when that pipe vine comes in, I wish you luck because I'm going after it too. And use my link. At least give me that. If you take the pipe vine and buy it out from under me, at least use my link. And then when it comes in, I think I'm going to plant it in one of these planters here. Oh, but look how much. Look at how much my, this pipe vine, this is not enough. We can't get that excited, but y'all saw what it looked like just the other day when we planted this. So I'm happy to see how quickly it's putting out more leaves. Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got my ode to my butterfly garden. And please tap the like button and join the Milkweed crew. Join the Milkweed crew. I just made a video for them. They got their video yesterday, and I need to do more for them because they're awesome, but I'd love you to be with them too. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, everyone.